by the dark and haunted shore, where the ghostly whispers soar. We serve our dread lush lord, undead fleet with a curse aboard. Yo ho, yo ho, a minion's life for me. In the nights we roam for the leech unfree. Yo ho, under the moon's cold gleam. In the dark we roam, in the shadows dream. Bones that rattle in the hold, eyes that gleam, a tale untold. Our master's magic bold, commands in whispers cold. Yo ho, a minion's life for me. In the nights we roam for the leech unfree. Yo ho, under the moon's cold gleam. In the dark we roam, in the shadows dream. In the fog we find our path, guided by the lich's wrath. No stars to point the way, still we sail both night and day. Yo ho, a minion's life for me. In the nights we roam for the leech unfree. Yo ho, under the moon's cold gleam. In the dark we roam, in the shadows dream.
Welcome back to Probability of Demise, the podcast that you must enjoy. Because we're cooking up a storm and have merch and junk. And I can't even do it right.
No, it's so good. It's perfect. Ah, yes.
Split the party. See what happens.
I actually love that. Not gonna lie to you. I actually do love that. That's actually a great shirt. That is an amazing shirt. I actually do love that a lot.
Well, you can find it on probabilityofdemise.com/store.
You can. You
Yeah,
can.
it's this place right here, and all you have to do is go to the shop, and then it's there. And there's other things that are even more beautiful and better. Thanks for joining us. This is Probability of Demise. I know that you.
I will say for that apron, I wear it a lot when I'm washing dishes because it's like waterproof, like nothing sticks to it. It's great.
Oh yeah, it's also maybe not summer happy because I got a little sweaty. It's great in the wintertime.
Sweaty.
Sorry,
So
go on.
definitely join us. Probability of Demise. Random cup plugs.
Wait. Jason, can you hold that cup up next to your head? So people can understand the size of
It's
the
a big
cup.
cup.
Mine isn't the big.
B.R.U.C.E is from the old store.
I got the
B.R.U.C.
old
has
store.
a little one from the old store.
I don't want to repurchase. I'm too boring. But yeah, check us out, probabilitydemise.com. Occasionally you get super fun dog iterations on our storytelling, which I think are hilarious. Make sure you like, subscribe, hit the bell icon, all the other things, and we will love you forever. And if you don't, I wouldn't worry about it. Welcome back to Necromantia and our story. We are jumping back in, and it is super, super wild and fun. The crew encountered each other and found each other. Each had kind of finished some work with a different group before being paid off in some cases, or finding out that their last words might be triggering to the remainder of their group. And in any case, regardless of what happened to them, they were out on the docks and involved in a little kerfuffle. And then the flaming wreckage of a deck and a smoke leviathan of some sort sinking down into the underwater portion of the city of Necromantia. Probably not a big deal. Probably no consequences for this type of situation.
How did that fire start? I don't remember.
Yeah.
How that could have happened.
I don't either.
having boarded Bruce's skiff, the first day would just pass in a rhythm of sailing, sharing rations, maybe wary glances to the horizon, but I'll let our storytellers tell you what has occurred. And first, I want to introduce Nas. Nas is our guest during this quick 2 one-shot. Nas, thank you so much for joining us. Nas, do you want to introduce yourself in any way? Expand upon your previous introductions.
No, I'm just a nerd. That's about it.
Okay, sweet. That's
all
all
you
we need.
need.
N is for the way. No.
We definitely did not spend 30 minutes talking about comic books right before we started recording this.
No.
Nope.
Yeah.
I kind of emptied my shelf on accident. I don't know what I emptied it of, but no worries.
You have a shelf. That's cute. I got a bookcase.
Well, I have bookcases,
two.
but
No, I bought a whole new bookcase just for
you've
this. year's
added
book.
another bookcase. You already had a huge bookcase full of stuff, and an additional bookcase. Never mind. Off topic.
don't even know
Also joining us as Nas is playing Kyros. Joining us as Bruce is Jason. Jason,
Hello.
do you want to introduce
Hi.
yourself?
Hi, I'm Jason, and I recently bought an e-reader because I ran out of bookshelf space with all the book spaces.
And since y'all just submitted to us another
I do words.
bookshelf,
Thanks.
yeah, 2 of us write for a living on this group, maybe more. I don't know.
All right,
We
fun.
ain't. We are talk good. And then
I are do words.
the final crew member upon the skiff, unintentional or not, cause of all the problems, who knows? Lady Angora, played by Larissa. Larissa, would you like to introduce yourself?
Am I the drama? I don't think it's me. Maybe I am. Maybe I am the drama. Hi, I'm Larissa. Also a nerd, as my friends have indicated. So I play all sorts of games. I play video games. I play tabletop games. I play board games. I play mind games. No, not really. I try not to, at least.
As your work, the friendly GM, I play mind games.
Yes. Yes, they do.
I definitely have. I think I almost crossed a line in the last regular session where I introduced some unintentional body horror. It was supposed to be puns, but I think Larissa might have hit the red button as we were doing that game. So all things being what they are, you have traveled and I'm going to just say, and feel free to elaborate upon this if you would like to. You can retcon into something, but I'm going to say that it's a couple of days of, not even a couple of days. It's an evening and a day. Dawn is arriving. You kind of had an opportunity to share a little bit if you would like, and you can let me know what you would like to have with that. But let's consider that you've all long rested because you're going to need it.
Okay.
And you can let me know if there's any tales you would have share with each other. Do you feel like things moved to a positive light? One of you is the joy bringer.
Is that your name, the Joybringer?
It's the name of the god that I
Gotcha.
Yeah.
follow.
She's got a job.
I mean,
it's kind of like.
Go ahead.
I was going to say, it's kind of like trying to be a stand-up comedian, but also help people.
Yeah.
The helpful comedian.
Oh, Bruce. I feel like Bruce has like limited emotional capability. Have fun with that.
Bruce has lived a real long life. I feel like this actually. Let's have our first roll of the session. Bruce, can you roll a charisma saving throw?
Nope.
And Lady Angora, could you roll a religion check?
That is a 9.
I'm aiming for both of y'all's weaknesses right now.
Wait. I forgot to add my bonus. That's still a 9.
Religion. That is a 6.
I win.
Bruce remains unfazed. Kyros.
All I can think of with your character now is hippity hoppity, your soul is my property.
That's good.
Which I saw
That
on
was a
t-shirt
good
at Comic-Con.
t-shirt. Yeah, that was a good t-shirt.
Brooke, do you own that t-shirt?
Yes. Well, I did. I have given it. My nephew really was eyeing it, and I have a disadvantage against charisma checks against my nephew.
Fair.
Yeah.
So, the last vestiges of daylight faded into that twilight canvas. The unnatural darkness crept across the horizon. The unnatural darkness being just what Necromantia is. And you're still within those seas, even though you are trying to make distance from the city proper. It's kind of like as if a colossal shadow has been cast over the sea, swallowing the dying light, and no stars. But as dawn then approaches, and you can decide how you've engaged over that night, you see points of triangular darkness resisting the dawn. Roll a perception check.
Apparently, I'm only going to roll 9s today.
Oh yeah.
Oh wait, I
Yeah.
have advantage on perception. Oh my god, I rolled a fucking. That's 12 for me.
You rolled it out. It's all rolled out now, right?
I rolled a 9 and then I rolled another 9. So with my advantage,
9.
I rolled 3 9s since we started. It's gonna be a good day.
Nice.
I got a 25.
25.
Yeah. Easy.
I almost tripled your roll. That's cool, man.
You quadrupled mine. I got
So Bruce and
Oh wait, no, I got
Lady
I got a
Angora.
10. I lied. Sorry.
Okay. Well,
My other roll
I
was a
mean,
6. But yeah.
Bruce and Lady Angora, you are engrossed in this situation of trying to bring joy. Lady Angora, you're still pushing it, and Bruce, why do these flesh beings do what they do? Like, the math is just not mathing, the algorithm is not calculating. But Kyros, you have maintained watch, and as your companions, temporary or not, who knows at this point, as your companions dismiss the triangular markings on the horizon that seem to be nothing to them, you realize that their number seeming endless, this is the sinister armada of the combined fleet of leash lords emerging from the heart of night. And despite there being a warm breeze, Kyros, you feel a chill wind whip up. And you hear in your own ears, regardless of others, the rhythmic creak of countless wooden oars, manned by living and undead. And to you, and you alone, the peaceful sea has been transformed into a mirror reflecting dread. And this skiff, a tiny, insignificant speck against a looming menace, which, just as you sit upon it, seems to be shrinking with every passing minute. What are you doing this fine morning, my friends?
What? Okay. Wow. Okay. Oh man. So and only I see this. The two of them.
You are the only one who rolled anything close, much less as high as you rolled.
Blessing and a curse, ain't it?
Are they like in front? Like this armada's in front of us. Like basically, are they like blocking our path per se?
No, it's not blocking your path so much as you've left that city and you know that there's a pursuit that is occurring. So somewhere along the lines,
got it. Sorry.
Messages were shared, problems were discovered, magic was traced, possibly, and
okay,
deals were made. And I would say go ahead and roll a history check really quick. I feel like you've dug in enough that you get some lore drop if you roll decently.
I do. Hey, 19.
Big payouts are rare. The big payout you scored, usually a key indicator it's time to leave these seas, which you already knew. But in this moment, as you think about it and think about the last big scores you heard of, you could have dismissed the fact that no one ever heard about those individuals ever again. Except, as you think about it, you remember, weren't they branded as traitors not long after?
Oh, damn it.
And you probably knew it subconsciously. It was Necromantia was never a good deal, but in as much as you know, without finding out more about what the other two individuals may have garnered in their latest conquests or whatnot, although you do know that Lady Angora did not score well at all in terms of a payout, except for a bit of wrath from her former crew.
It was a moral payout. Thank you.
Your payout, Kyros. Well, maybe you do have the answer to what happened to everybody who ever won the big score. It's not common for the undead to take to the seas. And it's even not the best health choice they could make, but they do seem to maintain their riches, don't they? And you have quite the bundle.
Yeah, okay. Damn. All right. Well, I see this armada as I'm the only one to see this damn thing. I'm gonna turn the two. I guess Bruce. I would assume you're driving the boat.
Sure. Yeah, I assume.
Great. Then I will take the little floppy thing and just like you guys see that, right? In the distance, you know, the whole death.
Click, 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 click. My head just turns around backwards.
Death, like looming, turning on, like chasing us on the way to take us down. You guys see that, right? Am I insane?
Well, now that you mention it, I do see something, but you know what it is?
It isn't. It's a lot of. It's okay. It's okay. So let's paint a picture for you. Let's think about it like if every death relying thing was on their way to take care of all three of the beings on this vessel currently. Just imagine that, right? And it's like a whole bunch of just undead, scary monsters, let's go with that, on these ships, and they were on the way. That's what I see, and that's what's chasing us right now. Do you get that? Are you get what I'm saying?
Oh, so just boats. Okay. All right. Well, I mean, I didn't.
It may not be that bad. They could just have a skeleton crew. And then my eyes just flit down to what's your character, Larissa?
Lady Angora.
My eyes just flit down to Lady Angora, and then my head just goes click, 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 and turns back around again to the front.
It's like did you just make a joke? Was that a pun? Did you just?
I need to roll an intelligence check to see if I got that. I feel like I did. I feel I'm moderately intelligent, but not perceptive apparently. Straight intelligence? No, I did not get that. Nope, didn't get it. I rolled a 7.
Okay. Is there any way this boat can move any faster, big guy?
No.
Great. Thanks for that.
Okay. So are they mad at us for the docks?
I mean, it could be that, the fact that we're all carrying a lot of money on us. I mean, you not so much, but you can.
I mean, I wouldn't say 15 gold is a lot of money, but
yeah, you're excluded from that. All right.
I was paid a significant amount of cryptocurrency for my quest.
Larissa's laughing. Larissa's
God damn it, Jason.
This has actually been a pretty pun light episode.
I don't know. I know.
No.
I realize that.
No, usually, especially these two are awful, but this has been pretty light. So
that's fair.
Consider yourself blessed.
That's funny. Look, the thing is, we have a lot of money, and they usually don't like their money being taken from them, even if it is rightfully. But the point is, bad people probably chasing us. We need
my crew definitely ripped them off.
Great. That's great.
I just smile, and it's like metal, pointy, sharp teeth.
It's like, oh man, why am I here? Okay, look, you just gotta get out of here as fast as possible. Yeah, but I couldn't find a boat with different people. All right. Besides the point, we have to go.
They're chasing you because you have money.
Okay.
Only my crew is chasing me, so I am not the reason that they are here. So.
I wouldn't have gotten chased. I wouldn't have even gotten in a fight regardless if it wasn't for you and whatever you did to your crew, which you should have figured out on your own.
I did the opposite of what he and his crew did.
What does that mean?
It means that my crew wanted to rip off the Lord. And I told the truth. So my crew is mad at me. But I'm the one that told the Lich Lord the truth.
All right, Sunshine. Let me tell you something really quickly. Necromantia is a very different place from what you think or what you want it to be. You gotta get with it, or you're gonna get real hurt really fast. All right. Now, the fact that you even went against your crew to go and not rip off the Lord and probably get a lot of money that'll probably help you out in the long run is already a problem as it is. But you just dragged us all into whatever your thing is, and then the dock exploded because of this big dude, and then now I just wanted the boat to get out of here so I can live my life the way I want to. All right, and you guys
have one. You have a boat.
How far away is the Armada?
They've been inching closer as you've been speaking. The tiny pinpricks of triangles have now definitely devolved into actual sailing boats, and you're even able to make out the oars that are being used to increase the range and the speed with which these boats are moving. They will catch up to you at this pace.
Does anybody have a wind spell?
Do it. I do not. I'm sorry. Lady Angora, I guess I'm assuming that's a no for you as well.
I don't know. My god doesn't really do much with wind. But you were right when you said sunshine. So I'll take that as a compliment.
Good for you.
Could your god make the sun come out? It may be helpful to us if we have to fight.
I mean, I don't have a specific spell for that. I think it would need to be pretty dire for her to. just kind of asked her for a favor, so it may not be a while before I hear from her again. But for what it's worth, she thinks you two are okay. Just a couple of sourpusses, but
Oh, that's so. Wait, hold on. What? Whatever. All right. So, well, either way, we have to get rid of these guys or get away from them as fast as we can. There's got to be a place that we can stop or something.
go ahead.
Can I roll for internal coordinates? Like, do I know if there's anything that we could get to before they catch up to us, like an island or a?
Yeah, I would
Roll a
also like.
survival check.
I would also like to either roll a survival or a history.
A fortress full of friendly.
Either survival or history from my voyage over about whether there was any like spots that we stopped at.
Yeah, is it possible for me to roll that as well for survival?
Roll another freaking 9. That's a 12.
Kyros, you can roll a survival check. Angora, roll a history check because it would be recalling something on your trip. And we'll use yours as a percentile chance of whether or not you had anything, but the other two are
History.
15.
okay.
12.
12.
15.
15, 12, and 12. Okay.
Roll 4 9s today.
I will say that. Oh, this is a little hard. Bruce, you've navigated the waters, and you've recorded them. But for whatever reason, in this moment, figuring out how to escape an entire fleet, it's too many variables to compute, and you kind of come to a pause where you're just kind of stuck. Lady Angora,
Error.
you enter Necromantia from a different direction. Going in one direction, so like just you have some sense of the landscape here, but it's not. Kyros, you have the vaguest recollection of a series of shoals that, while not succor so much to say, but if you were a brave crew navigating carefully, you might be able to successfully navigate through and cause delay or even disperse or cause wreckage amongst the pursuing craft. But you would be risking your all's exactly life and limb.
Would that require me to roll higher than a 9 at any point?
You might have to.
Possibly. Okay.
Oh boy.
Then I will relay this information. Being like, I think I know a way that we might be able to get away from these people.
Okay.
But it's gonna... Don't agree so fast. Let me give you the details. But it might take a lot of maneuvering and guts, I guess.
I'm an excellent driver.
I don't doubt that, big guy. All right. Well, fine. Then can I just tell them? I don't know exactly where, but can I tell them like what the area was?
Yeah, you share the information with them. And
I only said that because I have proficiency with water vehicles.
What?
So I have proficiency with water vehicles. That's why I
Se
said
parfait.
Nice. That's cool.
And I've got the power of positivity.
positivity proficiency.
I'm unfortunately here, and I don't want to be, but it's fine.
And I'm on board.
That's all I got.
Which way?
That way.
Yeah, you had it.
I will steer that way.
You head in the indicated direction, and the winds are with you. Things seem to be going well. They continue to gain, and it's actually at this point that you can see not the whites of their eyes, but amongst the skeleton crew, you can see the black of their orbital sockets.
Yummy.
Are they within 100?
Not yummy.
Ahead of yourselves, you see the shoals that were described.
The cliffs of despair. Sorry.
And it is jagged rocks.
Cliffs of despair.
How many of you have gone for a hike up in the Adirondacks and such?
Always, every month. Yeah.
So yeah, those are the nubbins that are left of the old East Coast, right?
Nubbin.
But here they've been sharpened to jagged edges as the ocean have worn them thin, and since it's such a high rise, it's sharp granite. It is not glacially tilled land anymore. It is razor edges and blades that can kill. And as you all approach what was in millennia past a hike that people went along, it is now almost certain death for any ships passing through. Most navigators go around, and you're about to attempt to go through. Do you do anything to prepare yourselves in the ship?
I'm gonna blow up the bumpers on the side. I think that's a thing I actually have.
I'm
I
gonna
don't know.
cast
Being
blast.
proficient in water vehicles, I'll do like whatever boaty boat-based things I can do
Maybe I'll
to
hold
the ship
I'm not
to
gonna-
make
I'm
it
not
better suited to doing this. Rurik, as an actual sailor, you probably know better than I do what that means, but all I can think of is like probably reduce the sail so you're not like whipping full speed through the jagged rocks, but other than that I got nothing. And I thought that
As,
go after New York would be a pleasure cruise.
As Kyros is thinking, and Lady Angora is thinking, what I'll say is that the first thing you do as the captain of your vessel, Bruce, is you just make sure that the skiff is evenly distributed in terms of weight, moving some of the supplies down below into places, stashing your hoard of coins in a location that will help create the healthy ballast that you'll need. You also probably pull out long poles and or paddles that you might have on board in case they're needed to be used to try to push the ship. It's a small vessel, it's not that big, so those can be used to kind of push away from any of the various shoals and such. And you also know to protect yourselves by putting any sharp implements that aren't necessary to fight with away. So just stowing things, strapping things down, making sure the line and anchors and such are placed in a way that you can have easy access to them if they're useful, but that they're not in the way, not going to trip somebody up. And it's really going to be just up to skill and luck if these things are helpful. Other things you can think of, you could probably figure out, is there a way to armor the hull in case you do hit something? Is there a way to power through and keep the hull going even if it has a big rent in it?
I think actually, is it possible to use mending for those things? Possibly.
You could do some small patchwork.
Yeah. All right. Cool.
it might not hold up against a big gash. So if you really bash into something, but you could be prepared to do mending.
Right.
Place yourself in that readiness.
Cool. Yeah, I will do that. Also, I lied to everybody. I do have a wind spell. Sorry. I actually just forgot to prepare it, but I do have it. I do have it. Sorry,
You have it right now, so it's fine.
spellcaster. Sorry about that. Working on it.
Yeah, well, you know, unprepared casters, a whole different podcast, but maybe we see if they'll have us on. I love mending. That seems like a solid start. You can at least be ready to be first responder in case of disaster. It sounds like Bruce is prepared for navigational support and aid. And Lady Angora, are you anything specific you're trying to prep for, or are you just
chilling?
I think I'm gonna. I mean, the thing is I don't really have. You know, I could say a prayer, that, you know, that I could just basically, you know, touch my holy symbol and, say I need a little bit more time with these two, to bring a little bit more joy into their lives. So anything that you can do to help me with that would be greatly appreciated. But I know I just heard from you, so this is just a one-way call, so I don't feel any pressure to respond. And that's about it.
Yeah.
I really no tengo nada mucho.
Hey, well, let's get into this. This is going to be a series of skill checks and challenges as you try to navigate the space. You can use any abilities and such that you have. You can use spells to enhance your possibility of success. You can use different actions you have. Even feel free to get creative with what you do have, such as like when Lady Angora used her prayer to try to get a sense of what she should be doing, which direction to be going. Feel free to like really get into that and see what's going to make the most sense for you all. But the horizon behind you was once dominated by the menacing black sails, but as you look forward, it's now filled with a different type of terror. The sea has been decently calm and predictable, but here ahead of you is a transformation, a treacherous labyrinth of razor-sharp reefs and treacherous shoals. And what could have been clear water is instead a frothing, churning mass that you've chosen, punctuated by the jagged peaks of underwater rocks. Early dawn casts an eerie glow on the water and makes some of the shoals difficult to spot. Some are much more easy to spot as they are illuminated by a ghostly light. And the entire experience just resembles a monstrous underwater graveyard, but the dead are behind you, not in front of you. And these countless sharp teeth reaching for the hull, they're just winds and covered in bird feces. It's not a big deal, right? It's all good. As your skiff is dancing precariously over these treacherous waters, you're gonna have to make some split-second decisions, and your lives are hanging by a thread. So one wrong move and your journey will end in a watery grave. Succeed on 3 of the skill checks, you sail through successfully. Fail on 3 of the skill checks, and you're sunk.
Rolling death saves. Good times.
So as you look ahead, the 3 of you, you can see that the currents are wild, and you need to figure out how to map a path through the treacherous currents that sweep through these rocks. I can make the suggestion that you can think about something around the lines of just using your innate athleticism or some of your survival skills, or even understanding of nature to maybe figure out how to predict and navigate these currents. But that is really up to the three of you to decide on how you want to use this and if there's a different ability or skill you'd like to implement in terms of navigating the currents. But you can see that there is definitely some work that will go into this.
I think the best I've got is my proficiency with water vehicles will hopefully just allow me to like map that out or like understand how currents work.
I think your proficiency will let you easily navigate the boat through currents if someone could help you identify them. It's a little bit what I'll describe this as, if there's any sailors out there, is like being at the helm of the ship at the back, but you need somebody up at the front to check for all the crab pots that are making life miserable. So I think that works in your favor, and it means this skill check might be a little bit lower. I can drop the DC a little bit because you do have an able pilot. But is there anything else anybody can do to support this check?
I don't really know. And it's just like to map out a good route to get through, right?
Yeah.
Crap.
Step one, how to get through this.
Right. I don't know.
Who's got proficiency in calligraphy? Or not calligraphy, what's map making?
Topography.
Yeah, cartography tool.
I
We
don't know.
stop and make a map of the current.
We actually stopped right in the middle of the water. Just, you know what? Let me just take a minute. Damn.
I mean, so just so that I understand, we're basically trying to attempt to go where they can't go. We're not actually trying to hide, correct?
No, you're just trying to you're getting through a barrier that chances are they can't survive.
Okay. I guess the only thing that I can really kind of do is I can cast light and make the boat glow in a way that might make it hard for them to see if they're like close enough and trying to follow us.
That might be useful in a later check, but it's not really applicable here.
Yeah.
If you don't have anything to reduce the DC, you could just do the actual skill check and decide, like, are you going to be athletic and kind of bounce around the boat to push off of things? Do you have knowledge of how water works, and through your understanding of nature, you could do a nature check to figure out how things are flowing? Or have you just been a survivor of things and you like you're a whitewater rafting guide, you know how currents work?
Right. I don't really say that I'm good on that.
'Cause it doesn't have to be a spell. Those are just useful. Like what Bruce brought in reduced the DC a bit, but we are going to actually have to have some rolls for the skill check.
Yeah.
Does a druid just innately know water?
They do have nature. It will depend on the skill check whether or not they innately know it.
Man.
Were you born as a fish, by any chance? Come on.
I mean, I think I can
Change your backstory right now.
Can I wild shape into a fish and then start helping with that? I don't know.
You can roll a nature check if that's all you've got. Yeah.
That's what I got. I think that's all I got, actually. Yeah. I mean, I can wild shape into a dolphin. And then, map out the stuff.
So you would go as a dolphin and swim ahead?
Yeah. And kind of like use my, yeah, exactly, to like go near me and stuff.
We could,
Wait,
if you
go
would
this
be willing to do that, we could use that to drop the DC a bit more.
I'll do that.
Do it like the dolphin, like backwards, like this is the way you
Yeah,
go.
exactly. Yes, exactly. Backwards.
All right.
Yeah.
So yeah, I can see that happening. And then, Lady Angora, do you have anything you would contribute to this effort? I mean, it can be as simple as athletics checks to see if you can keep pushing the ship off of things using those poles and oars.
Yeah, I mean, I can do that. I can.
Yeah. Okay, well then you're going to be our skill checker, so go ahead and roll your d20. The DC has been dropped. We're going to use athletics as the check here.
Great.
And then we get to tell the story.
Yay.
Somebody's got to do the skill check.
That's right.
15.
15. Yeah, so Bruce at the helm, steady there. Kyros leaping into the water, transforming mid-leap into a dolphin, and Lady Angora just ready with that pull. You coordinate together a highly successful slip into the currents. You don't know the currents, you don't know where they're going to take you necessarily, but with this dolphin ahead of you checking things out and making sure things are clear, with the skillful navigation skills and the quick reactions of your paladin friend in terms of when the navigation just doesn't help to overcome the obstacle, or the dolphin doesn't catch sight of something quite quick enough, you're able to successfully start this journey. Still somewhat unaware of the currents, but at least so far successful. You've passed skill check number 1. Second one is you, I think this would probably be first spotted by our dolphin friend. You start to realize that there's a lot of underwater dangers here, that as the swells rise and fall are not revealed. They make it really dangerous for you as a swimmer, but doubly so for the skiff behind you. Because whereas you can quickly react to what you see and try to navigate around it, or stop, or speed up, or whatever it is you need to do, it feels to you like navigating very busy railway tracks.
Okay.
And it's tough and it's super difficult, and you know that it's going to be even tougher for the skiff. Captain Bruce and I'm going to call you first mate Angora, you both still aboard the skiff can see that often as you're following behind this dolphin and getting their support in navigating, that they're having to stop for long periods of time and then darting forward. And it brings to evidence that there is a lot of underwater hazards here. Is there anything any of you can do to help mitigate these? As a dolphin, you're already spotting them, but is there anything in addition you think you might do? And Lady Angora and Bruce, you might try out some things as well. What I will say is just a perception check would be a solid check, just being able to spot things super early. Survival, in terms of being able to identify some hidden dangers, just knowing based on your survival skills. And or, because you do have a dolphin in the water, an insight check to understand the dolphin's behavior and be able to interpret its clues. Any of those might be useful, but if you have any additional things that might be useful, you might try those out.
I was just gonna say that if it's possible for me, like, to maneuver, basically, like, whenever I see an obstacle in the water or in front of me or whatever, I would, like, basically jump out to show them where it would be, to help them with that.
Yeah, that would be awesome, and that will give them the opportunity to use the insight check should they choose that one. So I say insight, perception, and survival. Feel free to make a case for a different check if you would like to.
I can cast Speaks with Animals, and then I would just straight up be able to understand Kyros.
In the crashing of the waves, getting words from something outside the boat is going to be tough regardless.
That's fair.
And unfortunately, Speaks with Animals is not a mental link. It is legit communication. It would, however, reduce your insight roll because you would at least understand dolphin body language.
Yeah, I mean, I guess I'll at least cast that because it's 10 minutes, so that should hopefully.
Okay. And that might help you throughout the rest of the things.
And then I guess maybe do a perception check along with that.
Not an insight check?
Sorry. I guess I was thinking more to be able to see them clearly, but yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah. Because this will be an insight, understanding their language, but it does reduce the insight roll. So you've reduced the insight roll to a little bit more manageable. Is there anything you can do to support this, Bruce?
I did a perception check for 16.
Okay. Cool. I'm writing that down. And we'll see where that goes. Insight check, please.
You got it.
And depending on where you roll this, I might have to make our dolphin roll something too.
Wait, what? No.
You might have to roll something.
No. What?
You might have to roll a performance check.
You leap in the air and
wait.
fail yourself in the rock.
19.
19. Awesome. 19. Definitely going to have you do a performance check.
Oh,
Sorry.
no, I mean, like, I'm happy that you rolled good, though. Ah, crap. Hey, hold on.
You thought you were safe being a dolphin?
Oh, God. Come on. I'm naturally dolphin-like. Well, dolphin.
When
Naturally
I think
dolphin-like.
Nas, I think Flipper.
Yeah, see? Yeah, that works. Oh, crap. Here we go. Okay. I'm cool with that. 18.
Awesome.
Scared.
You both communicate so effectively that there is absolutely no damage to the skiff. And you navigate through those spaces extremely successfully. Bruce, as you note things, they are catching things almost as you note or before that. And your reaction time is increased such that you're just navigating with such ease. This is probably the best you've ever navigated in your career skippering this skiff. Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
You're welcome.
You see you rolling. As this is occurring, the first of the undead fleet has hit the same shoals that you've already passed. You need to outmaneuver them and increase the difficulty of which they're experiencing. So you've got to go into a little bit more dangerous zone. You can't take the easy route right now. You really got to lead them down the path of failure. And in order to lose
trying
these,
to not sing Danger Zone.
is you try to lose these individuals. You could make a case for doing some athletics, like doing some serious work with paddle and wheel to navigate. You could utilize stealth and fake them out in terms of your sailing here. Or you could even just use insight to predict where you think that they might think that they can get away with things, and possibly even as a dolphin, play a little trickery on them as well. But I think the ones I can think of right now that you could use as your skill checks would be athletics, stealth, or insight. And then any additional abilities you want to bring into play will change the DC.
What I would like to do is, like, behind us, I want to firebolt things to make them collapse into the channel and make it harder to sail behind us.
Yeah, increasing the difficulty for them. That will raise their DC on navigation. It won't affect yours necessarily, but it will increase their DC on navigation, so their rolls just got harder. Nas, you're muted.
Is it possible for me to jump back on the ship? And
Yeah,
then-
you could do that. You would lose your wild shape probably after a bit. Okay, cool. Just want to make sure.
No, I'm just asking.
Flop
and
it on
then-
the
Just
I mean,
flop it.
yeah, change it, and then can I cast Pass Without a Trace instead of?
Sweet, yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Yes, you could use Pass Without a Trace. That means if you were rolling a stealth skill check, you will have all the bonuses that Pass Without a Trace does for the entire skiff, which I would have us do as a group stealth roll.
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
Are y'all good?
I'm cool with that, but it's up to you.
I'm not sneaky, but we can try.
Neither am I.
Plate armor.
There's a 300-pound robot. I am now. So not.
You know,
Oh, that sounds awesome. Let's have you all roll this group stealth check. This is great.
I actually did not think about that, and
It's still worth a try, though.
It's
yeah, it's
beautiful.
fine. It'll be okay.
You've won 2 skill checks so far.
That's a 7.
Okay. You
I was excited for a second. I rolled a 17, and then I rolled a 4. So
Oh, right. Disadvantage.
so with Pass Without a Trace, you get to add 10 to your rolls.
Oh.
So the
17.
gift that Nas provided, or Kyros provided, was super awesome.
Let's say 17. Is it plus 10?
I rolled a 16 and a
Okay.
2.
Remember plus 10. So
Yes.
it's 12. You
Uh,
got
and
over, no?
stealth, right?
Mhm.
Okay, so that's 14 with the Pass Without a Trace.
So you got a 14. What did Bruce get?
17.
17 total. And what did Kyros
Also
get?
17.
17. That was with the Pass Without a Trace bonus?
Yes.
Oh, so you rolled low. Oh,
I rolled a 7. Wasn't fun.
wow. Okay, let me just do some quick math here.
Oh, wait. I'm sorry. It's a 20. My bad.
Well, that changes things.
All right. That is an unnatural 20. I apologize. Yep.
You don't fully skulk out of sight, but in the combination of exploding things behind and the tricky way in which you are navigating and messing with them, and even the Pass Without a Trace, truly the Pass Without a Trace is the winner here, in combination with the falling debris. Fully half, more than half. Okay, 3/4. One of you has got to survive. Nope. Nope.
We killed them all.
That'd be nice.
The path behind you seems clear.
God, I don't know how we managed that.
That's great.
Really bad rolls.
I know how that feels.
Successfully passing 3 of the skill checks, you have lost the enemy. Now it's just getting out and seeing how well you do in terms of getting out. So one last thing here is just getting that safe passage to open water on the other side. So this is an athletics, survival, or nature check. You do not seem to have pursuers at this time. So do whatever comes best to you all in order to get to that open water. And again, this is very similar to the navigating the current situation in that you can use your survival skills, nature skills, or athletics skills. However, if there's something else you can think of that would be helpful, feel free.
I mean, survival.
In this situation, you don't have a dolphin in the water. Survival.
I would say survival, son. So survival's good for me. So I don't know what you
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, I guess.
Okay. I would love a group survival check. That would be super cool. We'll use the average. That way you don't have to worry about your roll being the one that caused it.
14.
16.
Ooh, unnatural 20.
Hey!
Rolled a 18.
16.6. 6.
You make it out.
Hey.
Woo!
And as you make it out, you hear a loud scraping noise.
Oh no.
Something below in the hold or in the keel or something like that has been ripped open. And
my money.
you can feel the skiff slowing down. You're out of immediate danger, but you're going to need to do some repairs.
How far can we see any like islands or anything in the?
There are the sharp shoals that you just passed through. Some of them, I guess you could get up on, but not very successfully. But you have hit a section of space where trade does occur, as the more local to Necromantia living traders trade with those who choose not to go into the undead waters any further and pass through. So you do know of a couple of small islands that you could probably get to without losing too much of the boat and or sinking.
Okay. Can mending do anything for this hole in the?
Go ahead and go down and try. What I'll have you do is I'll have you just roll an engineering check. Let's roll Arcana.
Okay.
Roll for structural engineering.
Because I think that gets to the intelligence section of it. And you are using a nature power to try to figure out what used to be a natural item and make the fibers of it grow back together, the wood of the keel. Mm-hmm. So I like that idea. So go ahead and try to do that. And if you are successful, then maybe I won't have to roll the D100 to decide whether or not you survive. All you need to get is a 15 or higher.
It's a 14, isn't it?
It's a 12.
Your casting of this spell, it seems to work, but this is dead wood. It isn't it isn't true to your druidic nature. It isn't, I mean, you've been among the undead for so long, maybe it's all, but you try and you definitely extend the time in which the skiff moves forward, and then the inevitable. You can see the island. It's not so far away, but the water is gushing in, and you're going to sink before you get there. And all of your wealth will sink with you.
I got 10,000 gold.
Can I go put my money back inside my bag?
You can. It is heavy. You will sink, but you've done that before.
It says not too far, the island?
It's about a mile or two. It's a stressful long swim.
Is there any way I can use gust of wind to push this boat as far as possible to the island?
I mean, gust of wind does give a little bit of a push, and casting it multiple times desperately is kind of a heroic act.
That's fair.
I think, you could try to see if you can just kind of like the opposite of the Kyros' vacuum effect as it tried to, or not Kyros, Bruce's vacuum effect as Bruce tried to blow the Angora off their shoulder. Okay. You can use gust of wind and try it out, but I think that's going to require a roll. And I don't think it's going to require a skill check roll. I think it's going to require you to roll a D100.
Why though? Okay.
Because I want fate to rule here and the choices we make.
Okay. There we go. A D1. So damn.
Do you want to know what the different levels of the D100 will do?
Sure.
Give me a hot second.
Okay. Take your time. Take your time. I'm not in a hurry to die. It's all right.
100 gives you a tornado that blows us all over the island.
Oh man.
All right. So a 1 to 20 would be a catastrophic failure. And then we'll get into what the details of that will be. 1 through 40, partial failure.
21 through 40.
41 through 60 will be just mixed results. 61 through 80 would be a success. And 81 to 100 will be some sort of critical success.
Get it, Nas. No pressure.
Thanks, bud. Appreciate you.
You're great.
I'm just going to jump off the boat and walk on the bottom of the ocean to the island.
Yes, we got that. We understand. You are fine. We are going to die. It is okay. Understood.
Hopefully the pressure is not too bad down there.
No. Totally fine. Everything's okay. Here we go. Ah, crap.
Bruce just stays at the bottom for a while and waits for the other gold to fall down. Picks up 2 payments at once.
Hey, maybe.
What exactly was a catastrophic failure again?
1 to 20.
What is one level above that?
21.
Partial failure.
Cool. If I had possibly gotten like a 29, how good would that?
Hypothetically.
Hypothetically, if you rolled a 29, I would have to ask Angora to roll a Constitution saving throw, and I would have to ask Bruce to roll a Constitution saving throw for a different reason.
Got it.
And I would need the ship to roll a different roll that I will roll for it quietly in the background while nobody's watching.
That's so nice. Thank you.
Which is absolutely fine, so let's not worry about the ship.
Great.
It's just sinking. No biggie.
Good to know.
I think that it might also mean that you should check your abilities to make sure you have a swim speed.
Oh, thank you.
And those of you who don't have a swim speed, you might need to investigate opportunities to acquire that speed real fast.
That's cool.
Got any dolphin wild shapes left?
Yeah, I do. I have one more.
Maybe the bunny rides a dolphin, and I'll meet you there.
Let's see what else I can turn into. Actually.
I got a 15 in the con save.
Okay. On a 15, you do well, I'll get to that in a second. Angora, are you going to
I assumed the 29 was not actually hypothetical, so I just rolled the save.
Yeah.
Yes, it was not hypothetical.
The hypothetical was hypothetical, not hypo.
Hypothetical.
It was hypothetical.
Larissa, are you going to do anything for your characters? Do you have anything that you want to try out? I mean, at least you're not weighed down by gold.
No, just plate
Somebody
armor.
has 10,000 gold, which can't be carried easily. And you have just plate armor. No biggie.
Yeah. Not really. I don't.
All right, cool. So, Kyros, are you trying to rescue both the bunny and your gold?
Oh, don't do that. Don't do that. That's not nice. Don't do that. Don't. That's not cool. Yeah, of course I'm gonna try to save my gold. I mean, the bunny and the gold.
Roll a strength saving throw.
Oh, what if like I didn't have to do that?
Could I carry the gold?
The gold is on you, which is on Kyros at this point,
Let's
if the dolphin
see.
is saving you both.
Let's see.
So either way, you're
Also,
one
I did not
huge...
turn into a dolphin.
You're not going to turn into a dolphin?
I would turn into a octopus.
Oh, ooh, nice.
Now you got more hands. One to
Yes.
one to drag a bunny, one to drag a big sack of gold.
Exactly. There we go.
I don't know how you ride an octopus though. You might be in trouble.
Don't worry about that. That's semantics. There's a lot of
One arm to hold the bunny above the water.
Yeah, there
7
you go.
arms to hold the gold.
I'm not hating this. I'm not loving this right now. It is a solid, and I mean solid 5. Solid.
Okay. What do you
Couldn't
choose to
even roll
drop?
1 for each arm. Come on.
What do I choose to what? What?
Who are you dropping?
What do you mean? What are you talking about? I can't. I don't want to do that.
Gold or bunny?
I don't want to do that. It's not cool. Come on, man.
I mean,
All right.
you're an octopus. What does it matter? You can always go back later.
That's not how that works, and you know it. Crap. I
Yeah,
am.
octopuses have -3 to their strength. That sucked.
But they have so many.
They have so many arms, and they have underwater camouflage.
That's weird. Come on.
They
They
actually
can
don't
breathe
have.
underwater.
They don't have 8 arms. They have 8 limbs.
Oh. Okay, you.
Just saying.
Crap.
You have who has
Okay.
a +2 to strength? Dolphins. Just saying. It's a shame.
You know what, Jason? That was not needed in any way, shape, or form. Did you know that? Did you know that was just not needed?
I
Okay.
feel like decisions were made.
Yeah. Well, my brain went more arms makes more sense, but it's fine. Doesn't matter. Anyway.
I'm with you.
You know what? Can't you swim, Larissa? Can you?
I could try.
I want Larissa to run across the water like Bugs Bunny.
I mean, right now you're helping her. If
I'm
you
not
let her
a
go,
fucking monk.
you can hold on to the gold.
Can I like throw her in the air and then hold on to my gold and then swim to the island? That'd be cool.
No.
I know. Okay. I'm gonna. All right.
I
I'm gonna
hate to say no. I mean, you
Yeah,
could try
I was gonna
if you
say
would like to
Rick
try.
rarely says
but-
no.
But if you would like to try, I'm
Oh,
always
I-
down for you to try things.
okay.
I just want you to be aware that I said no because I don't think you want what will happen.
Yeah,
But go ahead and roll for it
Oh,
if you would
you're
like
right.
to. No, it's fine. You can roll another strength check. This would be athletics
No, it's fine.
with an octopus's arms
All right.
and a -3.
I won't do that. I will. You know what? Be true to the character. I will drop Larissa. I will drop Lady Angora.
Yeah, totally.
Two-
Be true to character.
I was like, yes. I will. Haven't known you
Okay.
long.
Yeah. Gold before crew. I mean, that's what the rest of your crew did, right? They all left. Gold before.
Yeah.
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 Nothing different here at all.
Yeah.
Lady Angora, you feel the
have a
tentacle that was
question.
holding you release.
I have a question.
Yeah.
This would be retconning a little, so you tell me if I can do it or not. Can I like close off my body parts internally in a way that would make me float? Like a buoy?
It's like a buoy.
I'm pulling up your description.
I'm guessing probably not. It's a very like clockwork and
Yeah. The description you have going on here.
I also can't find swim speed, so I'm assuming I don't have one.
No, but you don't need to breathe.
Just trying to save the bunny.
The money's been saved.
Bunny.
Lady,
Oh, I do have a swim speed. While climbing or swimming, each foot of movement costs 1 extra foot, 2 extra feet in difficult terrain unless a creature has a climbing or swimming speed. So I can swim 15 feet per. If I
yeah,
swim.
but you're going to sink with your weight and the gold that you have. The gold is not going to let you swim, unfortunately.
I'm very strong.
That's why I said you have to have a swim speed for this to be successful. But Lady Angora, you've been released from this tentacle. And
I just added a swim speed of 5,000 feet per minute.
you need to start swimming, and your plate mail is pulling you down.
Just keep swimming. Just keep swimming.
What are you doing?
Can I see Bruce down there?
Roll a perception check.
Are we even off the boat yet? Like, did I actually, go
Okay. I'm just trying to get all the checks, so we'll go back and tell the story of what just happened.
Okay.
But we're trying to get through the details of it. I've kind of built a little bit of a story based on what you all said.
15.
Yeah, you spot Bruce. You see the shiny metallic surface down below.
Not deep enough to be crushed by pressure.
Right.
Hooray.
Can I?
Yep, they rolled a 15. They successfully avoided that as well.
Can I just intentionally hold my breath and try to like catch Bruce's attention?
Yeah.
Or maybe that's when I cast light on myself.
Perfect. You cast light. You're a bright flare underwater, sinking towards Bruce with your heavy plate mail.
I rolled a dirty 20 on perception.
Okay.
You definitely spot this light falling towards you.
Okay. Actually, can I just retcon slightly to specifically have it be on my armor?
Yeah.
Okay. At that point, I am going to take off my armor. I'm going to try to wriggle out of it.
Okay. Do you know how long it takes you to get out of plate armor?
No.
There's actually numbers behind this.
Of course there are.
Really?
Yeah.
Yep.
Do you want me to tell you what those are and have you do a roll to see if you can go faster, or do you want me to just torture you?
That's nice.
I mean, I guess I'm willing to try it because I don't really have any other choice. So.
Well, then I'll have you roll a acrobatics check to see if you can speed up the speed with which you get out of your armor. I think this is super fun and I love it. It's going to be super cool. And you might achieve the speed record in this world for getting out of your
acrobatics.
clothes. Acrobatics.
16.
16. Roll a Constitution saving throw. See if you can stay underwater long enough for this. I get to do algebra. Thank you. You're so nice.
It's a 6. No, says the person who let me go.
Okay, don't you dare.
You successfully get out of your plate chest piece. By the time you do, you're so deep that you don't have the breath left in your lungs to get back to the surface. And you're going to begin to drown.
Okay.
I will say, if I see, because I did make Bruce, I know we don't really do alignments, but I did make him chaotic good, so he's not just going to let her die. So I put down my stupid big bag of gold, and I will swim up, grab her, and take her to the surface if I see her drowning.
All right. Go ahead and roll an athletics check to see how successful you are at that.
So strong.
That's a 25.
Ooh, he's so strong.
Bruce sheds all the extra weight, the jet propulsion that
He firebolts himself out the bottom to like jet propel
Out the
himself
ass.
Pumping water through every crevice and nook and cranny, rises up, catching the fading form of Angora, and brings you as your last bubble leaves your chest and you nothing left and you breathe in. First a gasp of water, second a gasp of water, third a gasp of that's air, and you choke out water mouthful after water mouthful, and you breathe air, free of your armor, temporarily on the surface. Bruce has abandoned their money, your armor, And what I would love to have happen right now, as the two of you have this moment of the sun that's risen just a bit further and is giving a bit of sunshine to you, and it's glittering on the water, as I would like to roll back to the octopus at the bottom of the sea. And arms, tentacles wrapped around a pile of gold. And
Don't steal my
True to
gold. I'm
character,
coming
true
back
to
for
you
it.
spot
character.
another treasure, a glittering object. This armor is aglow. And then next to it, a pile of gold.
I have to choose a god.
And you're fine under here. You breathe underwater as you are right now. You've got at least an hour or so of this shape holding steady, right?
Leave it.
Wait. All right. So what you're saying to me right now though is, if I take that, do I just take it to a drown, or do I take it kind of like swim to this island still?
I don't know. How long do you think it takes an octopus to carry pounds and pounds of gold
Right.
and armor
It may not be like
to the shore?
That's a lot. That's a lot. I don't know if that's pounds. I think it's like some pounds. It's not like a lot of pounds. You know what I mean?
Hold
I
on.
think it's like
We're going
no.
official.
Larissa, don't look at the numbers. Don't look at the numbers. Why would you do that? Don't you dare. Look at you about to. Don't you dare.
360 pounds. That's how much gold you're carrying. If you grab it all.
You know what? The two of you are despicable. Two of you do that. That is some wow. What kind of friends do I have? How about that?
The type that don't like it when they got dropped in the middle of the ocean.
First off, it didn't drop, Bruce. Let's start with that.
I mean, if you're
And
gonna
also,
bring
I
it
don't-
back,
I
to the
don't-
if you're gonna bring it back to the shore and give it back to me, it's only 200 pounds.
Oh, that was the. Oh, see now because that wasn't.
Actually,
Now
it is
it's
200. I don't know where he got that number from.
The gold piece is 0.02, and he's got 10,000 gold, and I had 8,000 gold.
Oh, so in addition, yeah, okay. And my plate.
And also there's 65
Plus
pounds
your
worth
armor.
of plate armor.
Why is what the? Jeez.
Does your
Not that
plate armor
we're
weigh
worried
more
about
than
that.
you?
Huh?
So does Larissa's plate armor weigh more than Lady Angora?
Ooh, Lady Angora. You cast light, right?
Mm-hmm.
Now that you're on the surface, I mean, it's already been spotted by Kyros, but now that you're on the surface, do you dismiss that light, or are you leaving that light there?
I'm
So there's
leaving it
still this
on.
beacon.
Hmm? It's why I did it.
All right. Would you? No, see, this is the problem. This is not gonna work.
Let it go.
If the light goes
Let
out,
it go.
same timer as your wild shape, just so you know. You're in trouble.
The light stays until she dismisses it or casts it again.
All right. If
It's an hour, isn't it? I thought light spell was
if
an
I
hour.
take the
Oh, it does have an
gold-
hour-long
If
duration.
I take the gold and the plate armor,
I messed up.
can I still make it?
Let's roll for it.
No.
Roll that athletics check.
You can do it.
Don't worry, it's not that far. It's only an hour's journey.
By the
Um,
time
All right. That's the. All right.
By the time we get to shore, Nas has bought a ship and already sailed away with all of our riches.
Okay, that's messed up. That's not very nice.
this is actually a race scenario, I think, at this point.
17.
17. With a 17, it only takes you 45 minutes to get there. Unfortunately, 45 minutes for an octopus to travel that enormous distance for a jet-propulsed robotic creature and an Angora individual
Very soggy.
takes a bit less. It's very soggy, but the two of you are at the beach as this octopus finally emerges from the surf, dragging your armor and treasures.
I'll be like, oh, he brought our things. How nice.
Can I get on the beach and just like turn back and then collapse?
Okay, so let's rewind here. All right. Gust of wind got you so far. The boat was in motion and finally land was in sight. But just as land was in sight, you heard the last cracking as the keel comes off and a gush of water washes within the boat, immediately capsizing and sinking it. Quickly, our robotic friend Bruce sinks like a lead weight or like a robot full of gold down to the bottom of the sea. And as he falls down to the bottom of the sea, our other individual, Kyros, catches sight of the Angora, Lady Angora, sinking in her plate mail and reaches out to grasp her, as well as their gold, and they're torn for a moment. And as they're sinking, they transform into this octopus shape, tentacles linking these two, only to let Angora slide between a sucker or two. Continuing to sink down, there's a flare of light and then a sudden scramble off in the murky depths as armor is shed. But a last bubble escapes a mouth, and a keen-sighted Bruce realizes that Angora didn't make it in time and jets themselves, leaving behind yet another pile of gold, now reflecting the light of the shiny plate armor. And the two of them rise to the surface as an octopus takes a moment, considers their life choices and whether or not they even feel like sharing or not. And then slowly, laboriously, over the course of 45 minutes, during which time the two at the surface manage to make it to the beach, set up a small campfire, consider what they can do to recover treasure and armor or not, and wonder what has happened to Kyros. If Kyros died in the ship, if that last link of tentacle was Kyros giving up their life, sacrificing themselves for the greater good of the crew,
The greater good.
or something else. Who knows? Again, laboriously, small tide pool submerged currently as the tide is high. By small tide pool, this octopus drags first bag 1 of gold, then bag 2 of gold, then this hulking, creaking armor that takes 2 tentacles because it's an awkward load. Slowly underneath the sea, a trail of small bits and pieces of things and sand, and occasionally has to fend off a small turtle or shark interested in a quick nibble. Eventually gets to the surf.
Barracuda that like shiny things.
Underwater magpie.
A little hermit crab comes along and just like moves into one of the bags of gold, and another one has moved into like the helmet of the plate armor.
Now we have pets.
You arrive at the beach.
You found your familiars.
Your tentacles push forward the 2 bags of gold, and you drag yourself a little bit further, and the armor emerges behind you, and the surf washes back and forth, constantly burying and unburying. They start to sink into the sand as the air pressure changes the dynamic with the sand and water, and you can't do it anymore, and you just melt, and your tentacles melt into your form as Kyros. And there, sitting dry and contemplating the water, is an Angora that probably doesn't normally look as bedraggled as they are, but the fur is dry by this point. And a robot carefully oiling out the rusty spots.
Oil can.
Your ship is sunk, but you have all survived. Congratulations.
You just see Angora go.
I just fall. I'm so done with these two. It's like,
We're not a lifelong party.
Do we have more time, or is that where we're?
This is where we're going to close off, but as that evening rolls in, eventually, the skiff, a wreck, being washed ashore eventually, you're marooned on this island, and the sky, though, as evening falls in, once a perpetual twilight without stars, it bursts open with breathtaking displays of celestial bodies, stars. You're outside the undead waters. The spectral mist of the undead is not there anymore, and they just shine with such a vibrant intensity. Their light dances upon the rippling waves and constellations. It's been a while since any of you have seen starlight. You've become accustomed to the undead skies and the intricate patterns and shapes. They just instill a sense of wonder and awe that washes over you as survivors. And it's a stark contrast to the horrors of Necromantia, but you three are marooned on a deserted island, which seems like the least of anybody's troubles. Thank you for joining us. We're so glad you were able to be here. Thank you, Nas, for joining us and being a guest hanging out here. This was super fun. We will close down this session, but make sure you like, subscribe, and do all the thingamabobs.
But make sure you comment how much you enjoyed Nas so that we can guilt him into coming back.
Yes, that'd be awesome.
I will come back anyway.
Thank you so much, and bye.
Okay,
bye.
Bye.
By the dark and haunted shore, where the ghostly whispers soar, we serve our dread lush lord, undead fleet with a curse aboard. Yo ho, a minion's life for me. In the nights we roam for the late shun free. Yo ho, under the moon's cold gleam. In the dark we roam, in the shadows dream. Bones that rattle in the hold, eyes that gleam, a tale untold. Our master's magic bold, commands in whispers cold. Yo ho, a minion's life for me. In the nights we roam for the late sun free. Yo ho, under the moon's cold gleam. In the dark we roam, in the shadows dream. In the fog we find our path, guided by the Lich's wrath. No stars to point the way, still we sail both night and day. Yo ho, a minion's life